Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial. Today I'm going to be talking about the recent news that we may be seeing a 1-month extension to eviction moratoriums, where if you were going to be evicted in September of this year, you would actually have one more month to be able to make payments or essentially not be evicted. This originally came out, you can see this is the original adoption from the CDC that was carried out by the federal government and highlighting essentially that you are not able, if you are a landlord, to evict people. So how has this played out, or what could the potential impact of this be if this goes into effect in September of this year, or if this extension continues onward? So let's take a look at that. So what I have here on the screen is the HPI index, which is essentially going to be housing prices across the United States. This is taking into account a number of metropolitan centers. And you can see that it has gone up pretty continuously since we saw a bottom in 2012. And since that point in time, we have seen a steady rise upwards until this calendar year, or rather 2020, where we saw home prices really begin to take off. So some of the things that I want to talk about is, in addition to the home prices continuing to rise, what does this look like for the United States? So you can see, due to supply constraints, we actually saw a fall in the median sales prices of homes, because essentially we're seeing a lot of the people who are capable of buying a home have already purchased one, and home prices have continued to tick upwards, and the people who are purchasing right now, generally speaking, are the ones who are capable of buying multiple homes or doing so as investment property, or they're just larger home sales. And for that reason, we've seen that price continue to tick up. It'll be interesting if it continues to do so. But we've got this eviction moratorium, where right now there are believed to be more than 1.8 million home borrowers, or home owners, or borrowers or renters who are currently under some form of financial distress and may not be able to make payments. So due to that fact, we may have more than 1 million Americans who are forced out of their home later this year. Now, I'm not going to focus on really the politics associated with that, but rather what that impact would be. Again, there would be a lot more homes coming onto a marketplace, which again, we have not had a huge supply at any point in time in the recent past, over the past 12 months. And you can see that actually here, where we look at the housing supply metrics, and you can see existing home sales. And this is one that has been dropping pretty rapidly compared to what we've been looking at. So for that reason, we want to highlight that despite the fact that these items are going down and the supply has gone down, now that we're seeing more and more homes come for sale, we may see a lot more become for sale depending on who those buyers will be. Because of that, and depending on how the federal government approaches this, I do believe that we will see home prices start to come down later this year. Do I think that that necessarily means it'll be a buying point? Not necessarily, but I do think that we will have the potential to see home prices at least stabilize or not continue their skyward projection. So for this reason, this is just some of the information that's coming out today that I want to highlight, that if that gets extended, we will continue to see a rise in prices or maybe a plateau. But I think that we need more than just eviction moratoriums to see a real fundamental change in the market, whether that's due to supply or demand constraints. I don't think that the eviction moratoriums are all going to happen all at once. And that right now, despite the fact it is a huge talking point, I don't know if it's going to have the immediate effect that a lot of people who are tuning into these CNBC articles and whatnot are thinking about. So if you find this type of analysis helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you later.